out, I think.
All right, and you're good to go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tales from the Barside. I'm Remy.
I'm Lauren.
And we're your hosts. And we're going to be telling strip club stories tonight. That's why I got the strip club background. Woo, woo.
I do love strip club.
I'm not going to be dancing on the pole, but somebody might. Oh, here we are. Let's find it. Yeah. No, that's last week's. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to share this with everybody, so bear with me. Everybody loves this strip club, don't they, though? Like, I do. I miss
I've never not enjoyed myself at a strip club.
Seriously.
I'm not gonna lie. Even when I was working there, I always enjoyed it.
So much fun. And, like, I've not been in so damn long.
Yeah, it's definitely, well, obviously pre-COVID, but right before COVID, I would say probably 2 or 3 weeks was when I went the last time. Yeah.
I don't even remember the last time I was in one. I cannot remember. Well, see, that's the problem. Most times I go to the strip club and I'm like hammered drunk and don't remember how the night went. And I can't figure out how to share this video. So I have no idea.
Okay, when you press share, just press copy link and then
there's no share.
Oh.
There's no share or copy link.
That's weird. That's how I do it.
Connect devices. I don't know. We're getting off topic here. Like, you guys know where to go to watch it. If you want to see the video, if you're not watching live, then go to Podcast Detroit. There you go. Go to their Facebook page. Go to their.com.
That's the only way they're watching it right now is through Podcast Detroit.
I know, right? People who are listening to this on the podcast on just like without video are like, what the fuck are they talking about?
I know, right? Skip through this part.
Yeah, exactly. No, we're gonna get to it. I promise. We've got good stories from the strip club. I know, like, there's always some wild shit that goes down at the strip club. There's always some like funny things, and I've got some good stories. So do you like the seedy ones as well as like the highfalutin ones? The seedy ones are great.
There was, what was it called? La Chambre.
Yes.
La Chambre. And it was actually like inside of a strip mall.
Yep.
And like, so like next door to it is like a pharmacy, and next door to like on the other side of it is like a nail salon or something. And their sign was always broken. So it'd say like La Chambre.
Yes.
I actually just drove by there the other day. It looks like they're shut down.
Yeah, I
like,
think they are.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's gone for good. 96 and Telegraph. That was a great place. Hilarious place. I've been there a couple of times. Down the street, farther, if you go a little farther north on Telegraph, is another very classy place called Chapeau Vert, the green hat for our French-speaking friends, any Canadians out there. And one time I was at the Vert. We called it the Vert. A couple of good stories from the Vert, but one time at the Vert, I was there with my brother. I think he was dating one of the bartenders briefly. So he's like, hey, come on up and meet me at the strip club. I'm hanging out with this girl. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll come over and have a beer, you know? So we're having a couple of beers and he's sitting there and he's got like a stripper on his lap and they're talking and I'm talking to the bartender. And I turn around to talk back to them and I get squirted in the eye with breast milk. I shit you not. The stripper squirted me in the eye with breast milk. It's gross, but like in hindsight, it's actually pretty funny too. Like,
I mean, it's like a bodily fluid though.
It is a bodily fluid from a stripper, and it's not the kind of thing that I wanted in my eye. I was pretty pissed about it at the time, but they were laughing their asses off. They thought it was the funniest thing that they had ever seen. I was just like, I'm just kind of impressed that you squirted it that far. Like, good job.
I like it. I mean, I guess that's a great way to make a little bit of people.
She didn't get any tips. She didn't get any tips from me. That's for sure. No tips from me. She did not get a dance. Like, I was not.
Oh no! If somebody did that to me, I'd be like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I was pretty pissed at the time. But I can look back at it and laugh. You know, I didn't catch any kind of disease from her bodily fluids or anything like that. It's like, who else can say that a stripper squirted breast milk in their eye? Like, there's probably not a million people out there with that. It's a good story to tell.
So a couple of years ago during, what the fuck was it? I think it was Dirty Show. It might have been something else, but I think it was Dirty Show. Me and my friend Ava, we were like both dressed up like something cute, some kinky stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, you know, it's just now ending. Let's go and go to the strip club, you know?
Hell
like,
yeah.
So we go there and like the waitress comes over and she takes everyone's drink order and then like skips over me and she like keeps on like doing her thing. And I was like, what the fuck? So then like a little while later, I'm like still waiting. She keeps on not asking me if I want anything. So I like walk up to the bar and I was just like, hi, can I like get this drink? And the guy's like, sure. And this bar back walks over to me. He goes, yeah, so that guy over there wants to know how much to take you in the back. And I was like, excuse me? He was like, yeah, how much to take you in the back? That guy over there wants to know. And I was like, and he was like, oh, you don't work here? And like, I didn't even put it like 2 and 2 together that I was wearing like something that the girls probably would have walked with, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I was like, oh my God. And
like, you're dressed like a stripper.
Right. Yeah.
That's why the waitress
taking
ignored
my
you.
order because of it. She thought I was on the floor. I was new girl.
This new bitch thinks I'm gonna take her drink order. That's funny.
For real. I was like, what the fuck? This bitch isn't trying to like give me a drink. I'm like, seriously, I'll take care of you. And she's like, no.
Yeah. Nope. I love going to the strip club with girls too. Like, it's so much more fun with girls. And the strippers love girls, especially if they're cute. You know what I mean? Like, they're all flirting with each other. And it's like, it turns into a big party. Always a good time. We used to do that a lot. We'd go down to Legends on like Sunday night after I'd get off work with just like a gang of us and like girls and guys and everybody just having a good time.
Wasn't it like their Sindustry thing? We did like Sindustry night. I just had the hiccups.
Uh-oh. Let me tell a story real quick. Lauren's got the hiccups. Let me save her. So the other time that I went to Shap over, that was a really funny story. There was a girl dancing on stage and all of us pooled together like all of our change and put it on this because she was not a good looking stripper. She was basically like, where's some change? Like, nobody's going to stick dollar bills in her G-string, but we'd scrape together some change for her. So it was like $3 or $4 in change. And we put it on the thing and bouncer came up and tapped us on the shoulder. He's like, guys, don't put change on the stage. Like, they can fall and hurt themselves. That's not cool. And the girl was like, I don't fucking care. I'll take it. She's like scooping the change off the stage. I'll take whatever I can get.
Dude, those girls make a lot of fucking money though.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not at that club.
Which one, Legend?
No, the Vert. Chapeau Vert.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Legend still. I was like, Legend?
No.
A lot of money.
No, this was like the CD one.
Yeah. I'm sure that the girls at La Chambre were not very choosy about how they got their money.
Nope. Get it. But in hindsight, it was pretty rude. You know, it was like, she's up there dancing, she's working. Like, don't give her change. That's not cool. You wouldn't tip a bartender in change. We thought it was a riot at the time, though. We were all hammered drunk.
You know, that's the thing about telling these stories is that sometimes you learn a lesson and you change since the time that these stories happened. But
exactly.
You have to find the humor in it. So if anybody is like, that's a shitty thing to do, believe me, we know it was a shitty thing to do.
Yes, exactly.
Like, we were shitty people.
I mean, we've all done shitty things, you know? Like, am I proud of it? Not necessarily. But, like, will I tell it as a story and own it? Yes, I will. I'm not going to be running for president or senate or anything like that anytime soon. Like, you can dig up all the dirt you want on me and all the things that I've told on this show and all the things that I've done in my life. And it's never going to get me to elected office, but at least I was honest about it.
I think that there was like a time where me and my friend Connie and I can't remember who else. I think it might have been our friend Rob or something like that. So many, many years ago, but we were all hanging out and we decided to go to the strip club and we were all like broke. Like, I basically was like, I have enough money to get us one round and then that's it. We're gonna have to like dip out. And like tip, obviously. And I remember like we went there and we got our one round and we were sitting there and we were all like, we want another beer. And so I got up and I walked over to like one of the tables of guys and they're not looking at me. They're looking at the stripper, right? So I walked over and I just kind of like reached between them and like picked up their empty bottles. So they thought that I was like working or whatever. Yep. And I like took them up to the bar and found like another group of like attractive guys. And I like squeezed in between them and put my empty bottles down. And I was like, oh, sorry guys, I'm just getting another round of drinks for me and my girlfriends. And they were like, oh, like, here, we'll get you this round. And I was like, oh, thanks so much. So I got us
man.
like friends out. I'm like, oh, just over there, like pointing in like a random general direction. Like,
right. Yeah. It was a couple of dudes that you were with, but they didn't have to know that.
It was like a girl and a guy. Like, it was just me, her, and then another guy. But a lot of times guys will be like, we're not buying the dude something. You know what I mean? So I had to
right,
get
yeah. Oh, that would make me gay.
Yup, I did it.
Like, yeah, like buy a round of drink for me and my friends. You know,
right?
Who cares if there's guys in there or not? I'll do that. No, that's some pretty slick maneuvering there. I'm proud of you. That's a good story.
Thank you.
That's cool. I can't do that. Like,
well, no, I'm sure that's not really something that you're able to do as.
No, I mean, like, even if it was like a group of girls, like I couldn't get a group of girls to buy me a drink. I don't think. Me and my friends are broke and we want to drink still. Like, sorry. It's funny how the battle of the sexes kind of goes that way, where, you know, the guys pay for the girls, but the girls, I mean, like, if you're in a relationship or something, that's one thing for a girl to pay for the guy, or if you're friends, for the girl to pay for the guy. But just like random strangers, I've had strange girls buy me drinks before. I have. So I can't say that 100%. Thinking back on it, I have been bought a drink by a girl before. Yeah.
I think I've bought a drink for someone before, but usually it's like if I buy a drink for a guy, I'm like, oh, like, thanks for, I don't know, like they maybe like slid down a seat for me or whatever. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Exactly. It's a gesture of thank you and not like a, hey, what's cooking good looking, you know?
Exactly.
You're not hitting on a guy by buying him a drink, slipping Mickeys into his drink and stuff like that.
That is more likely.
Right. Yeah, exactly. There you go. So you're saying you got to drug your guys before you take them home, Lauren? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I most definitely have to drug men before. No, hell no.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Repositioning here.
Dave's watching us on TV. He's got Facebook Watch on the TV.
Should I like turn this the other way? I noticed that you're turned the other way. Is that better for you?
Oh, I don't know.
Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, now we're all copacetic.
Boom. Hey.
Look at this podcast.
Everybody.
Look at this podcast, people. Have you ever seen a couple of better looking hosts for your podcast? Seriously. Like,
all right.
Beesies. Dave knew what he was doing when he set us up together. He's like, you guys are going to make great co-hosts.
It's true. He knew. He knows what he's doing, though. We all know that he knows what he's doing.
It's funny. One of my other really funny stories about going to the strip club is with my brother. And like, so it's not like my brother and I go to strip clubs all the time or even that often, but like some of the best times I've had, some of the craziest times I've had were with my brother. He was living down in Florida, near Daytona Beach. And I went down to Florida to visit. So we go out and we're drinking and we're trying to find something to do. I think it's like a Wednesday night, Thursday night, something like that, middle of the week. There's nothing going on. It's not like tourist season or anything like that. So there's not a lot of people out. There's not a lot of bars doing anything. And like, it seemed like every place we went was just lame, dead, you know, locals, townies, and not much fun. I was like, let's go to strip club. He's like, it's probably going to suck tonight. I'm like, even better, you know, like all the girls will be all over us. There won't be any competition. Like, you know,
right.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Let's go. You know, I'm on vacation. I got some money with me. Let's go hang out. So we hop in his car and we drive down to like downtown Daytona, whatever that is, and find this strip club. And we walk inside and it's a fucking ghost town. There's nobody in there. There's no bartender. There's no dancers. There's nothing. There's like, I'm like, is it lunchtime? Like, it's closed. So, you know, it's probably like 9 o'clock at night.
Like dancers? Like, okay,
9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night.
Maybe went in the back or something, but
there's music playing, but there was no dancers in there. Like, I didn't see a dancer. Nobody on stage dancing. Like... and the music's still loud. So I'm like, somebody should be out here dancing. No customers, nothing. So finally the bartender comes out. We order a couple beers and we sit down and we're sitting, it's kind of like around the stage, similar to like you see here, but not with the big, it wasn't fancy. There was no big high back chairs or anything like that. So we're sitting at the stage, sipping our beers, waiting for some titties, and none are coming. I'm like, well, this kind of sucks, man. He's like, yeah, let's get out of here. I'm like, I got to piss first. Hold on. So he's getting up, getting ready to leave. We're already paid. I go looking for the bathroom, and I can't find it. This place, it's my first time ever being in this club, so I don't know where the bathrooms are and shit. So I go walking, and instead of finding the bathrooms, I find like the private dance rooms. And they're basically like, it's just like this little corridor and curtains across the rooms, and you open it up and it's this shitty little bench. It was really like scuzzy looking. Like it wasn't anything nice. There was no like fancy couches or anything to sit on.
Semen.
Yeah, I didn't know. But so, I'm looking at all of them, and I'm a little drunk at this time. I'm actually a lot drunk at this time. And I see on the wall a big, bright, red, shiny fire extinguisher. And I'm like, ooh. I'm like, this place sucks. There's no girls. There's no people in here. So I take it down off the wall, and I just cover like 3 of these rooms. Like,
oh my God, Remy.
I just went off with the fire extinguisher. I fucking like emptied this thing, sprayed down all these rooms, and I'm giggling, I'm laughing, I'm having so much fun. And I set it down inside. I couldn't hang it back up on the hook. I was too drunk to hang it back up on the hook that it was on. So I just stuck it inside one of the things. And then I go walking out, and I still got to pee really bad this time. So I go walking out, and just as I'm coming around the corner to leave like the little corridor of private areas, I run into the bouncer. Like,
oh my!
And he's like, "What the fuck are you doing back here?" And I was like, "I'm looking for the bathroom, dude. I've never been here before. Like, where's the bathroom?" He's like, "It's over there." So I go up and I grab my brother by the collar. I'm like, "Come on, let's go. Because the bouncer dude, it's going to take him like 2 seconds to figure out what I did back there. He's going to smell the like fire stuff. So we hightailed it out of there, laughing the whole time. I was like, dude, you'll never guess what I just did. I'm like, I fucking totally went off with a fire extinguisher. He's laughing, I'm laughing.
What would you have done if you like walked in while you did that?
I would have sprayed him with it and hit him with it if I had to. Like, bouncer will fucking kill me, man. Look at me. I'm, 180 pounds, skinny little fucking white boy.
Oh my God.
I would totally like sprayed him with, I would have done some Hannibal shit and fucking A-teamed it out of there. Like, spray him in the face with the fucking.
What a surprise! A story involving hosing in the back room of a strip club. That's
right.
Exactly. We didn't see one titty, not a single one, the whole time we were there.
Listen, that is a failed strip club experience, and I don't like that. But I don't hear very many of them.
I mean, I don't look at that as a failure. Like, when else do you get to empty a whole fire?
Well, no, I mean like no titties.
It's kind of fun.
Who wants to go to a no titty strip club?
Yeah, we decided not to go.
Like, if you're gonna pay $13 for a beer, you might as well be at a sporting event. Like, what's the point?
Right.
I thought titty bars were sporting events.
Depends.
Sporting. So Dave's got his pirate jersey on. And we like that.
Goonies, never say die.
I love it.
Dave, you've got to have a good strip club moment.
Dave's an angel. He's never been to a strip club.
He's never been to a strip club. Oh, okay. I'll believe that.
I feel like I've told stories way too many times for that to even be a remote possibility. Honestly, no. One of my best stories in that vein would be, so my buddy Billy, when I was living down in DC, owned 3 clubs down there. He owned Camelot, Good Guys, and the Crystal City Restaurant. And Crystal City Restaurant was like the middle. It was in Crystal City, Virginia, and it was like they had like a great chef. They had good food. They had pool tables, that kind of stuff. And it just so happened there were like dancers, like at 3 different stages on the thing. Good Guys was just the filthy McNasty club, and then Camelot you didn't walk into unless you had an expense account. That's just how that went. And so I'm hanging out at Crystal City because it's one of my buddy's birthdays, and he had a crush on one of the dancers, and he was trying to use my relationship with them to get in. Blah, blah, you know how that goes. So I'm sitting there shooting pool, and I'm lining up my shot, and out of nowhere in my left ear, I hear this female voice go, "You kind of look like a studious Nazi."
Oh, what?
And I dropped the pool cue and I just started laughing my ass off. And I'm like, what? And this like super cute brunette in street clothes, she goes, okay, well, you laughed, you passed the first test, and walks away. And I was like, whoa, whoa. No. There's no walking away here. What the hell? And so it turns out she was friends with one of the dancers, and it was the dancer's birthday. And so we get to yakking and talking and basically wind up ignoring our friends for the rest of the night. Like, we just wind up like hanging out and shooting pool and like having drinks and talking and all that kind of fun stuff. And so I was like, the end of the night's coming, and I'm like, all right, look, like we got to do dinner. We got to like, what's your schedule like this week? And I get and I'm like, okay, what? Like, this is where you tell me you're married, you're dying of cancer. What? Like, what story am I about to get here?
Yeah.
And she goes, no, it's nothing like that. She's like, I live in Manhattan. I'm just down here for the weekend for my friend's birthday, and then I'm going back home. And I was like, oh, all right. Well, I mean, Manhattan, I mean, that's there was express trains all the time. I was like, well, give me your number. I'll call you. Long story short, there are some more funny stories in there, but I mean, she wound up moving back down to DC a few months later. We moved in together and, dated for a couple of years, but yeah.
Damn, you got like an entire relationship.
That was like my relationship out of a strip club. Yeah.
Holy crap.
I never dated a stripper. I never dated a stripper that I met at the strip club, because that's almost always a rule. It's like they don't date the customers.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like they're working, they meet you, great, but they're not going to date you. Now, if you meet her outside of the club and start dating her, that's fine. She's, you're dating.
So if you're an efficient stalker is what you're saying.
No. I've never dated a woman that I met.
I know what you meant. I know.
I have dated a few strippers though. Yeah,
oh, hey, fancy running into you here. What's up?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
No, and I never honestly like that was the one of the best things about Billy owning those places is that I was kind of like his default go-to. And so like when one of the featured dancers would like come to town, he'd like give me $1,000 or $2 and be like, all right, take, they fly into town Thursday and they're like doing stuff Friday, Saturday. And all right, take her out, show her the town, go have fun, hang out. So, I mean, somewhere, I don't know, probably they still exist. There's a whole bunch of photos with me with, just ridiculous number of strippers over the years because that was pretty much at least a twice a month occurrence.
That sounds like a tough gig.
I know, right?
I mean, it was honestly, it was fascinating because just from a psychology perspective, like getting to know, like, because when they're on stage, they have a certain persona. And even when they're off the stage, when they're in the club, they have a certain persona. Mm-hmm. Getting to know, like, okay, and there were the stereotypical ones that were just dumber than a box of rocks and, but they were super hot and off they went. But no, like one would like was like showing me photos of like her Lamborghini that she paid cash for, her giant friggin' house that she, I'm like, hey, like I can't knock the hustle. Good for you. Like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What was that movie with J-Lo? Just came out like a couple of years ago. Yeah. Those girls, some of those girls, they know what they're doing.
Can we just like side note for 1 second and just Absolutely. Like comment on how she is still fucking gorgeous? Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you make it rich and famous in your 20s, you can afford to like, have all the best dietitians and fancy chefs and like
walk around and give you your food, your allotted amount of food every day. It's the most delicious ever because it's made by like fucking Gordon Ramsay himself.
Yeah. And just work out all the time. And, I'd work out a lot more if I didn't have to work like 50 hours a week. Shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. When your job is to be hot, and you have all the disposable income in the world to do it. It's a different story. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. So I consider maybe I should do that. I should like get a job where
that's my job.
It's not a bad idea.
My job is to be like cute. Like, come on, let's go. I want someone to give me $2,000.
Somebody will do it. There's plenty of guys out there that'll give you $2,000. There's some girls out there that'll give you $2,000. I guarantee it.
Line them up.
But no, you
You need to meet a J-Lo, like the girl in Hustlers who gets J-Lo to take her under her wing. She was down and out and had the kid and shit like that. Why do I know that movie so well? It was a decent movie. It was intriguing, you know.
Secret.
You know, I heard you talking about Canada, and we used to hit Montreal a lot when I was living in New Hampshire and Boston. And there was one place that we would always go. It was the corner of St. Denis and St. Catherine Streets. We always stayed at the same hotel. It was the Castel Saint Denis. Got it. And this is holy shit. Again, I can't give you directions to my house, but I can remember this shit from 25 years ago. And the street the club down the street that was like 3 doors down was called the Axe. And there was one dancer there who was there every time we were there. And we were always fascinated because we called her Spider Woman, because she was like 6 feet tall, but it was like quite literally almost all leg. Like her torso was like torso was super tiny, and like just these long ass and we're like how is that? Like I like the first time we were there, we were like, I was like, am I that drunk? Like, am I not like am I just like disproportionately?
Where's the fun house here?
Yeah, what the hell's going on? And no, it was just that was a thing. So yeah, but Montreal always a good time for that kind of thing.
I wish. I love.
So the one time I went to Vegas, I went to a strip club, and I met this stripper, and we sat down and we started having a conversation, just getting to know each other, you know. And it was like, okay, you know, you hear the story of like, oh yeah, right, like she really likes you, right? She's like, I wish I didn't have this rule about dating and taking home guys. I was like, if we met at a regular bar, this is after like we had a conversation for a good hour and 15 minutes. Her friend finally came and pulled her away from me. It was like, look, if you're not going to get a dance, like you need to leave her the fuck alone, because she's got to fucking work and make some money. I'm her manager. Like I'm trying to get her some money. She's like, I really do have to go to work. But no, it was like a really, really cool intellectual conversation where we just clicked on this level. I'm like, man, I wish I would have met you at a regular club and not a strip club, because we definitely would have hooked up. But since it was a strip club, it was like, nah, it's not gonna happen. Not on either end. So.
Yeah, no, Vegas. So Vegas was, God, I want to say probably 02, maybe. Yeah, probably 02. One of the first times I actually went out to Vegas on business, and there's a bunch of us, and we're at casino, and of course we're drunk, and so of course, hey, let's go to a strip club. And so we all pile into this cab, and the driver's like, well, where do you want to go? We were like, look, just wherever the best strippers are, go there. And he's like, okay, well, but if we go there, we're gonna have to make a stop first. And I'm like, okay, are we about to die? And he said, no. He's like, this club is a BYOB club. He's like, so you can bring in whatever you want, but you have to like buy the souvenir cup from them. And I'm like, I still think we're being set up. And I'm like, whatever. But so we stop, and like, I'd buy a, bottle of vodka and a bottle of whiskey, whatever. Guys are buying beer and that kind of crap. And I just assume like we're going to get to the door and the bouncer's gonna be like, get out of here with that bullshit. But no, so we get up, and he's like, oh, hey guys. And they're like, oh yeah, we got our stuff. And he was like, all right, cool. You have to buy the $20 commemorative, big plastic cup.
Whatever.
But then you just sat there and poured your own drinks all night, which was amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Little Darlings, I believe that was in Vegas.
Little Darlings. Oh, yeah. What a terrible name.
I mean, no. It sounds awful if you say it like that, but like if it's in British, if it was in Great Britain,
Little Darlings. Yes.
Darlings.
That's right. Less Jeffrey Epstein, more I don't know, more yeah.
Okay, well, you're right.
Jason Statham is what we're thinking,
right?
Like,
less Jeffrey, yeah. Less Epstein, more Bond. That's what we're looking for.
Darling, they is. Oh my God. Okay. I went to a strip club one time and almost got into a fight.
Ooh, so girl.
Fun.
I bet you would have kicked her ass.
I was actually like working at a nightclub, and I was like one of the managers, and it was really, really slow. And so like the owner said that we could like shut down early. So I like turned to my entire staff and I was like, let's go to the strip club. And we did. And so we got there, and there was like this girl, and she was like on the pole, and she was doing like tricks and stuff. And I was like, yo, that's really fucking cool. So I went up to like tip her, and she was like, oh no, honey, I'm strictly dickly. And I was like, Yeah, like me too, but also like I want to tip you for
Just
doing really
trying to
well on
show
the
some
pole.
appreciation.
Right, you're
Thanks.
doing
Yeah.
something hard to do, you know. She was like doing tricks and shit. So she like got all pissed
Strictly
off.
dickly.
Yeah, strictly dickly, yeah. So I was with like a group of like 10 people. We were all like sitting in this booth together, and we were all tipping and buying drinks, and you know what I mean? Like it was like a big party together. And she like apparently she was sitting down at the table next to us with these dudes. And at one point she was dancing, the dude like turned to me and was like, "Hey, can you watch our drinks?" And he like put them on my table, like with all of us. And I was like, "Yeah, no problem." So when she was done dancing and they came back, I like handed them the bottles, and she came over and was just like, "Who the fuck is this bitch?" Like blah blah blah. And I was like, "Dude, no, like I don't know why you hate me so much, but like I swear to God, I'm not hitting on your dude." And then she like tried to fight me. Like she was just like, "I want to fucking knock this blonde bitch out," like all this stuff. So I was like, "Guys, let's just go." So we all like get up and we start to walk out, and the bouncers notice that like we're like a large group about to leave, right? And that we were like yelling at each other. And the bouncer comes over and was just like, "What's the problem? What's the problem?" And I was just like, "Yo, like, no problem. We're leaving. Like, you don't have to kick us out or anything like that. We're leaving. Fuck that." This girl was like trying to fight me. I was just trying to tip her. I wasn't even talking to her fucking dude. I don't even work here. Like, what the fuck? I was just trying to hang out with my friends, brought my entire staff with me. So they were like, "Oh, no, no, stay, stay. We'll kick her out." And I was like, "No, man, I'm leaving." And so I went down the street to another strip club, and that was fun as fuck.
Sometimes
Yeah,
it's the vibe of the place. Yeah, it's like if the place is not having a good vibes, like I'll take my money elsewhere. That's fine.
yeah,
But
like
I've
this
dated
girl
enough
was like
strippers to
so
know that
aggressive,
they are.
and I was like, I was trying to be like, "You're cool," you know, and then she was just like on one trying to kill
No,
me.
again, I've dated 3 or 4 strippers in my life, and they are all just like addicted to drama. It seems like almost all of them addicted to drama. They look for drama. They're trying to start shit. They're like, it's like, you ever get a dance from a stripper, and she's like, telling her about her asshole boyfriend and how he's cheating on her and this and that.
Just telling you about her asshole, but I guess.
That's right, because you can never know her real name, but you can see her butthole for $5. That's how that works.
Exactly. I like have watched dudes like put money in this girl's like thong or whatever and start going straight for it, and I'm just like, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah,
right
no,
now?
not even pre-COVID. No, not
right. I'm like, please don't.
Although
don't get me started on the all nude ones. Like, have you ever been to the Deja Vu?
Oh, like Deja Vu.
So that was Little Darlings. That's what that is.
No,
okay,
yeah, very similar thing. But everybody comes there and they're already drunk, or they sneak in a pint or something like that. It's like, what fun is going to the strip club sober? That doesn't seem enjoyable to me.
I had a friend that went with me one time, and he was like, he had a lot of money, and he was like, "I'm gonna try and get drunk on O'Doul's." And he did. He tried really hard.
I mean, that's a challenge, I suppose, if that's what you're up for.
He didn't get drunk or anything like that, but he tried. Think it's possible. He tried to really hard. I feel like
all that happened is that he probably had to pee a lot.
Yeah,
he did, but it was like $13 a piece. I was like, why would you buy like skunk water? It's not even going to get you screwed up.
So, and just because I mentioned COVID, like, I don't understand, because I do. There was one of the shows that had come in talking about they were at a strip club the night before. And I was like, all right, before we even start your show, I have questions. Like, I have so many questions to ask.
Right.
I'm like, so, I said, let's talk about, what are the protocols like? And number one, why'd you go? Number two, where'd you go? Number three, what's it like? And apparently, like, so the places like aren't even getting topless, let alone anything else. It's basically, or at least the two, I guess, that they had gone to had basically converted themselves into bikini bars for the most part.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, it was completely lame. And I'm like, okay, well, but then you said you went to another one, and I'm like, so like, have you learned your lesson and you're done now? And they're like, oh no, we'll probably go next week. And they're young kids. It's it is what it is. But so can we just because you talked about the whole pole trick thing. Can we talk about how the adult equivalent of learning about Santa Claus is like when you discover that the pole turns by itself?
That is not them actually spinning
I was
around.
so disheartened
I didn't
and traumatized.
know that wasn't common knowledge.
I was so disheartened and traumatized when I learned that. It
You thought that these girls were just like, how were they like smoothly just
I
being
don't
like...
know. That was part of the magic and mystique. That's why you never ask a magician to reveal his tricks.
Have you ever played?
I feel like if that was happening, they would have to play the music so loud to cover up the like.
I don't know, lotions and oils. I don't know.
Well, working at strip clubs is how I learned about snail trail. Gross. Don't
Ew.
like that. Oh my God, that's so bad.
Snail trails. Should we name that this episode? I don't think so. I don't think we're gonna name it snail trails.
Why not?
No, I guess I never really thought about it, but it does make sense that the pole spins. It's that the pole actually spins.
Well, yeah.
Now that I think about it, yeah, like you would have to have a lot of, I don't know, baby oil or something all over you.
Like, oils, lotions, something. Maybe they don't have. Maybe it's not on their hands, and they just have really strong arms. And see, Lauren, again, there was a certain level of illusion, and the illusion was destroyed.
You're paying for the illusion.
Yeah, like I don't.
You guys crack me up.
I don't walk back into the kitchen at Chinese food joints. I did not need to know that the pole spun by itself. I don't want to know how things are done. I just want to appreciate the effect.
Okay, you know what? I can get down with that.
I can get down with it too. I'm sorry.
I've always wanted to do like pole dancing, like competitive pole dancing. It's pretty cool.
There was a rumor that they were trying to get that into the Olympics as an exhibition sport last time around.
It should be, though. Have you seen these girls and the tricks that they can do?
It's amazing.
That shit is hard, and they don't wear any protective gear, and they fall from these fucking things sometimes.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a video. There's a viral video,
just like cheerleading.
Yeah, there was a viral video several months ago where a girl fell from like way the fuck up top and
I remember that.
Up her face real bad, and she
ended up getting like a concussion or something, and
but she also got like a huge fucking bunch of money from GoFundMe.
Oh yeah, there was like $100,000 donated through GoFundMe.
Yeah, somebody set up a GoFundMe for her, and she's all set. So hey, maybe that's your ticket to financial freedom, though.
Horribly disfigure yourself and hope. Yeah, just horribly injure yourself and hope for the best. That sounds like an excellent plan.
Just start pole dancing and fall.
I'll get right on that, bro.
Like there was, I can't remember where it was. I don't remember where it is. I know it's somewhere in the Metro Detroit area, but there's one with like really high ceilings, and like they climbed the pole all the way up to the top and hit a bell, and then like a thunderstorm sound effect.
Oh
happened.
yeah.
Oh, that sounds fun.
But yeah, I mean, they all have their own dumb gimmicks. Like there's one, there's one in Florida that's shaped like a UFO, and like all the girls are wearing like silver outfits and being all alien and all that kind of crap.
Alien.
That sounds like right up my alley. I'd be down with that.
The one we have not gotten to yet, and Bob and I have been talking about this for got to be going on 10, 15 years now. Apparently, there's a strip club in Emmett, which is like, if it's somewhere northeast of the Twilight Zone here in Michigan. It's like Port Huron, but like 20 minutes west north-ish, in the middle of nowhere town.
Right.
And because we wound up talking about it on Worst Meatball Sandwich one night, because we keep talking about it. And apparently like they're notorious for like they have like a one-armed stripper that is all about it. There's there were all the comments and reviews were about bullet holes and knife wounds and just the mother-daughter team that was there. And I'm like how, and that like now that because again we forget about it, like, but now that I'm remembering again, I'm like, now I'm angry again that we still have not gone there.
That is so funny. I wish
the one that I found is here it is. Emmett, Michigan. I'm looking it up on maps right now.
Okay.
And yeah, you're right. It's like, it's not far from like Imlay City. It's right in between Imlay City and Sarnia, you know? So yeah, that area. That it's like, it's an hour and a half away. It's not hard to get there.
No, and we've just been lazy. Let's be real. We are or too sober to actually make the trip up there, because that's one of those things where like you're only going to ever do that hammered out of your mind. So like we would almost have to be somewhere close by that area to begin with.
Well,
where that would be a day trip.
I think a day trip to Port Huron is in order.
And I see, and that would make it convenient. Like,
and then we get hammered. We get hammered in Port Huron and Uber to Emmett. That sounds like,
I'm down. Let's do it.
I think all of us should make that happen.
Survive COVID, because it's so shitty that I'm sure it was like already on the fence before.
It's probably one of those places where, like, you know what, hey, if you've already been there before, you likely do not have to worry about COVID.
I grant you immunity.
Before COVID started.
But no, I mean, it's like, and I do. I think the I do. I've been friends with quite a few strippers over the years, and the one thing that it's, well, obviously pre-COVID, because none of them have been working for a while, but the one thing that I remember them talking about the most over the course of the past couple of years is how much the strip club genre / atmosphere / whatever you want to call it has really changed, where like it used to be about the stuff you did on stage and the act and the performance and all that kind of stuff, and it shifted, and now it's all about the performance that you give in the back more than anything else.
You think?
I mean, it's hard to say, because that kind of stuff has always gone on, kind of thing. But I always went because I like to see girls do tricks on the poles. I like to watch them dance. You know, it's like, you're sitting there with your buddies or your friends or whatever, and you're watching the girls on stage. You're like, oh my God, that one is so smoking hot. She's my favorite one here. Oh my God, look at the cool trick she can do. Like, I want to get a dance from her. That's the one girl. Like, you pick your girl. That's the girl that I'm going to get a dance from tonight. She's getting one lap dance and that's it. You know what I mean? And that's my night. Like, that's a fun time. And I'm not trying to like go in the back and get anything dirty happen. I'm not trying to like, have sex with her or anything like that, or even get her phone number. It's just like, I appreciate what you do. You're the one I want to give some money to tonight. Well,
there was like a time that I met up with one of my old friends I can't remember where we went to, but we went to a strip club, obviously. And I met up with him, and he was with a bunch of coworkers, and apparently one of them was a virgin. And he like paid like $125 and left not a virgin.
Yeah.
But I also know people that are like dancers, and they're just like, I would never do anything like that. And like, I believe them. They make a fuck ton of money not doing any of that stuff. You just have to like be adamant about it and be like, I'm not going to do that. No amount of money you can offer me is going to, Well,
because I went to a bunch of, my heyday for going to the strip clubs was back in the early to mid 90s. That's when like I had a bunch of disposable cash. I was hanging out with people that went to the strip clubs. I was dating strippers, like
had a certain morally casual attitude. Yeah.
It was the thing to do. And it wasn't, and you would hear stories about girls like turning tricks in the back room, and, there's no sex in the champagne room, but like, if you got the right kind of money, you can get sex in the champagne room. But no, it's all about just like having a good time and stuff. But even back then, there was the girls who would do drugs and the girls who wouldn't. There was the girls who were like, I'm just here to make my money and not be into all the drama. And then the girls who were like all about the drama and all about the drugs. And those are the ones who would, hey, for $75 or $100 or,
I remember my buddy Kenny, before he died, and God, this is ages ago now, his family owned Trumps. And so I would hang out upstairs with him. And God, what the hell was it? Aaron was the DJ that was always there. And the three of us would just sit there and like crack jokes and have a great time. And so like, that's almost the funny part of it, is like, on the one hand, it was like, oh my God, I'm basically Norm at a strip club, but it's not. But it's not because I'm sitting down there at the stage. Like I'm up here, and like we're just we're like I would mind my. But it's like, and again, like you get to hear like the stories they're not telling the customers because like they because they knew like I'm not going anywhere with you. I'm not. You know what? Yeah, that's a great outfit. Here's $20. Have fun. Whatever. Go buy yourself a drink. Go away. But like there was one that was married to a cop. And he didn't know that this is what she did. Wow. And she was always like terrified that he was going to find out that that's what was going on. And there was like one night where like he and a bunch of his buddies came in and she like disappeared out the back. So I mean, there's all kinds of dumb crap that happens. It's like I said, it's an interesting microcosm of the universe.
It really, well, I've been in strip clubs before too, where they're like, all right, everybody be on your toes. Cause like we've been raided a lot lately and we might get raided today. And I'm like, the fuck are you talking? Like, I'm a paying customer. Like, am I not allowed to be in here? I'm having a couple of beers.
Raided for what?
Raided for what? I'm not doing anything illegal. Like, just keep your eyes peeled. And I'm like, for what? What the hell is going on here?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You know what? I don't want to know.
No. I'd be like, no, I'm gonna need to understand. I need context. I need to understand. I need to know the flow chart, and specifically, I need the box before raid happens, because when I see the box before happening, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out of here. I don't want to be involved in a raid. I've had cops with masks and guns in my face before for being at an after hours club, and it was not pleasant.
It's not enjoyable.
I didn't like it, and I don't want to do it again. It's like, I'm just trying to have a good time. I'm not trying to hurt anybody,
I remember there was like, wasn't there one time that you were trying to go to like Escape or something? And I was like, hell no, I'm not going there. They were like, or maybe we were together. Maybe somebody else was trying to get us to go to Escape. And we were like, no.
Yeah, no, I don't do after hours clubs anymore. I'm sorry. Yeah,
that's part of the reason why though, is because I'm like, I'm not trying to like go somewhere that I'm going to get stuck in some bullshit.
Oh my God, you get handcuffed and like take your license and give you a trespassing ticket or some bullshit. It's all just a money grab. And it's like, I don't like guns. I don't like cops and masks and fuck all that riot gear shit. Like, no, keep that.
It's not a
fun,
happy situation.
I've got friends with a basement bar that I can go hang out if I want to go to an after hours. You know what I mean?
Right.
You want an after hours? I go hang out at Dave's house. That's a good after hours. Like, I'll buy a bunch of booze and hang out at my own place. I'm too old for this shit.
I've been at somebody else's place and not get a gun in my fucking face.
Back, way back in the day, I was probably like 22, 23. I was at an after hours strip club in the middle of Detroit. And it was because an after hours strip club. It was an after hours club. They had gambling, they had dice, they had strippers, they had liquor. I knew the DJ. And so he invited me and my buddy to come up there. We worked with him. It was his day job that we worked at him with. And this was his after hours club thing on the weekends. Very cool guy, Derek. He was a good dude. And it was a really cool club. But when I tell you that we walked in this club, and you ever see in the movies, like when two white guys walk into an all black club and like the needle scratches, like it was just like that. Like everybody turned and looked at us, but then they saw that we were with the DJ. And so it was cool.
That's so curious.
We had a good time. The cops came, but since we knew the DJ and the owners, like we got this VIP treatment where we were like, here's the secret doorway to like get the fuck out of the club and let all the mugs that are, hanging out, they can deal with the tickets and shit like that. But we all scattered at about 4:00 in the morning because the cops came, and I didn't have to deal with the cops that time. But that was an interesting situation, and not one that I'd like to repeat. It was like, that was a long time ago.
No,
a different kind of scene, but we had a good time.
That's hilarious.
Didn't take long for everybody to like, all right, these white boys are cool. Like, they can fucking hang with us. We were making friends. We were shooting dice and giving money to the strippers, drinking with the DJ. It helps if you know somebody,
Sure does.
feel like
I know
that's
how
almost
that
always true.
if it helps if you know somebody.
Yeah, networking is never a bad thing.
I would assume that is like always a true statement.
Always true. Yeah,
Like,
me and my buddy would not have been able to
situations
get
where
into
you're like,
this
I knew too
club.
many people.
We definitely
Well,
would not have gotten
I
in the
can think
club
of
had we
some
not
stuff.
known the DJ, right? Like they would have turned us away at the door, like, you're in the wrong hood. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Although I will say that just knowing the DJ sometimes is not enough.
That is true.
Because I
is
feel
true.
that shit all the time. I'm with the DJ. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, everybody's with the DJ. He's got like a guest list a mile long. Fuck the DJ.
Right.
We don't care, you know?
Screw you.
So, well, it depends on how good the DJ is with the owners, too.
Right. Agreed with that, too.
If the DJ's packing them in every Friday and Saturday night, the DJ can do no wrong. Like, basically, he can have a guest list a mile long and run up a tab, and that's fine. Yeah. But if the DJ's burned that bridge a couple of too many times, or is like, you know, not bringing it like he used to, it's a cutthroat game, y'all.
Agreed.
Oh,
I gotta give love to the baby.
Somebody wanted to be on the podcast too. Like, hey, you guys talk about strippers. I love strippers. I love movies.
Wish I was going to a strip club.
I wish I could go to a strip club.
I wish I was going to a strip club, actually. I don't think they should be open, but they are.
I don't think they should be open either, but I wish I could go to one. Like,
are they open because they're allowed to be, or are they open because
they don't give a fuck?
They don't give a shit. Yeah, which one is it?
No, they're open because they're allowed to be.
They're allowed.
They are allowed to be.
Nightclubs are not allowed to be open.
So I think it's the ones that serve food are allowed to be open because they looped under that whole restaurant thing.
Yes.
My club that I work at has a kitchen. They just haven't had it open in a while. And it's a beautiful kitchen. I'm like, y'all should probably start thinking about opening that shit up again.
You think? And on that note, how come strip clubs with kitchens have some of the best freaking food?
The best food.
So
like
good.
5-star.
Yeah. Prime rib for like $8 and crab legs.
Crab legs, yeah. Sold.
They love feeding you really good and really cheap and then charging you like $13 for a Budweiser or like $25 for a shot of Remy Martin.
Right,
right. Like they're outrageous on their liquor prices and super cheap on the food.
I know. I love strip club food. It's always been the best food.
Well, now I'm hungry and I want to see some boobs.
Same. Now I'm hungry and I want to see some boobs too. So
damn you, COVID. You can end any time now so we can get back to what we really want to be doing.
We can get food and see boobs whenever we want. They're open, remember?
I know, that's true. It's just
I'm not trying to, but I'm just saying we could.
But hypothetically speaking, it's possible.
But you know, if you really, really wanted to.
We're going to twist my arm. Oh my God. It's so
Well, good. We talked about a lot of strip club related things. And I like that.
We got a few stories. We got a few stories. We should make some more. We're definitely going to make some more stories. Hey, Lauren, why don't you tell everybody how they can get a hold of us? Has anybody emailed us? Yeah.
Send us a message about your time working in the services industry, hanging out in the service industry.
Going to a strip club.
Going to a strip club. We don't care. Just send us something at barsidetales@gmail.com.
No dick pics.
No dick pics, unless you want a file of dick pics back, because that's what I'll do is send you all the dick pics I've ever gotten unsolicited.
That's awesome. This has been a successful and fun episode. We thank you all for watching and listening. I hope you listened to the end.
And we love you.
We definitely love you. We'll be back next week.
Yep. Bye.